Stop sounding desperate when you ask for referrals. If you're someone who's feeling icky about asking for referrals, or maybe you're asking for referrals, but you're just not getting as many as you think you should. You're like, man, I'm asking all the time. Like, what's going wrong? Why is no one giving me referrals? Then this video is for you. What you're about to watch is a coaching session I had with Jaden, who's a member of the Roofing and Solar Reform Alliance. And Jaden shared with me that he is asking for referrals. And in his head, he was like, man, I'm doing it right. Why is no one giving them to me? I should be getting more. So what we broke down was the psychology of referrals and how the tiniest little tweak to how you ask can help you go from people not wanting to give you referrals to a flood of people who are super excited to give you the names and numbers of everyone that you should work with. This video will give you practical advice that you can start using right now. So if you want to up your referral game, knock less doors and get more leads, then watch this video all the way to the end. And hey, be a hero and share this one with your team. Before we get into it, just a quick welcome or welcome back. Adam Bensman here, and everything that I do on this channel is designed to help you and your team outsell, outgrow, and outcompete the rest so we can stomp the scum out. Now let's get started.
Roofing sales is personal development in disguise, and the reward for growth is life-changing. I hope my content helps you create a richer life and bank account. So, Jaden, what I'd love to hear from you is what's standing between you and where you want to be. And let's talk our way through it.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was hoping you could help me out with, is just kind of getting to the next level. So I think a big thing, referrals. I struggle with referrals, and I, do the whole thing, ask them every single meeting, and it's just like I get like, one or two every once in a while, but nothing, not like, 3 or 4 on every single one. And then outside of that, just time management. And then I was kind of hoping you could tell me the rest. So
that's funny you said that I could tell you the rest. I wish I had a crystal ball and could say it's the same thing for everybody.
right.
Before we get there, we'll let this evolve organically. You mentioned referrals. You say you're already asking, and you said you're asking 5 or 6 times, but you're only getting 1 or 2 once in a while. So
Yeah.
can we just jump into some role play for a minute? I just want to hear, let's get granular first. Like, I'm the customer. Ask me for a referral the way you've been doing it.
So usually I'll get through the whole process first, get off the roof, sign the contract, all that good stuff. And then we have a folder. I don't have one, but we have a folder that has all the stuff in it with stuff about us. And then it has referral sheet and then some stuff behind it. So I go through the first half. So this is some stuff about our company. We're GAF Master Elite, yada, 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 A+ on the BBB.
Sure.
And then on this right here is our referrals, our referral program. So I don't like banging my knuckles on doors all the time. And I'd much rather your neighbors hear about me word to mouth, because that means I'm doing something right. And that means I'm getting a 5-star from you. And so if you have any friends, family, coworkers, neighbors that haven't gotten their roof checked out after this big storm that we had in April, throw them on here, and I'll get you a $25 gift card. And you'll also get entered in to win our Jeep Commander that we're giving away in 2024. And then after that, we have our insurance, general liability, warranty, go through all that. Then just kind of talk with the homeowner till I leave.
Okay.
Type thing.
Perfect. Got it. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
I was taking some notes on the key things. So let's break this down a little bit. Number one, the number one rule with referrals is it needs to be about them, not us. So I appreciate what you're saying when you're like, hey, I don't want to knock doors all day, and I'd much rather get introduced to someone that doesn't bring them value. And it can paint you not in a great light to them. Like, that's what you do all day. You go and knock on strangers' doors. Even though we know what we do to earn business, it screams sales to them. Okay. So that's number one, is I want to make it about them. So let's talk first about how we'd ask. So I'm going to switch gears Actually, before we talk about how we ask, the other thing that I noticed is that you have it kind of spliced in. So you mentioned you got your customer packet, you sign the contract or contingency, you talk about the company, you hit the referrals, and then you talk about the company again, and then you finish. And what I would recommend doing is taking the referral piece and putting it all the way at the end. Now, why at the end? Because if we sprinkle it in and they just sign with us, but we're not done serving them, we need to look at how our request will be received. So imagine you're at a restaurant and they serve you the appetizer and it's great. And the server came up and said, "Hey, would you guys write us a review?" You're like, "Dude, let's finish the freaking meal. Like,
Right.
let me think about it. I still have my main and dessert coming."
Right.
So when you ask for the referral, again, some people might say, "Hey, dude, you don't ask till after you do the work." I think that's garbage. I think you asking on the first visit is the right thing. But the part that's not landing, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, I've been wrong before, and I'm wrong a lot. But the part that might not be landing is the timing of it. So if we look at like how we serve our customer, it's in chapters. The book is start to finish. They never heard of you. The minute they reach out, that's the introduction. The job's done, paid in full. That's the end. But within the book are chapters. You meet them. Chapter 1, you sign the deal and leave the house. Chapter 2, job gets scheduled. Chapter 3, install day. Chapter 4, cleanup and inspection. Chapter 5, invoices sent. Chapter 6, conclusion, paid in full. You touch base. So right now you're kind of asking mid-chapter, and I would just bunt it to the end of the chapter, at the very, very end. And I'll tell you why. For the referral, what you want to do is have a warm up first. Now, what do I mean by a warm up? This can be fishing for compliments. I'll just use your real name. I was going to use Peggy, but Peggy's not here. So Jaden, dude, thank you so much, man. I'm really excited to work with you through this roof project. I know you guys had obviously different options besides working with me. So far, how's it been working with me, Jaden?
It's been all right. Can't complain yet.
Awesome. Can't complain yet. We're going to keep it that way. Jaden, I'm glad to hear that. Our business has grown via word of mouth, and that's from good folks like you referring other good folks. So it would mean the world to me to have an opportunity to serve someone that's meaningful to you in your life, whether that's a friend, a family member, neighbor, or a coworker. And I know that folks get nervous about sending referrals because the last thing you want to do is throw your friend or family member like into an appointment where they like have to buy something. And that's not the case. Our job is to help solve problems for folks. And if they have a problem we can help, we will. And if not, no big deal. So as a way of saying thank you, we offer a $25 gift card simply for the opportunity to meet with them. And we'll do the same for them. And again, whether they decide to work with me or not. So who do you know that I might be able to help the same way I've helped you? Any friends, family members, neighbors, or coworkers?
Uh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll have to call around.
Do you see the difference in how that
Yeah.
comes across? So if we break down the elements, one is the warm up. Okay. The warm up is, "Hey, thank you. I'm so excited to work with you." So we're expressing gratitude. And you can ask, how's it been so far working with me? You're going to get compliments and at least people saying it was good because they chose to work with you. And then after that, we transition to, "Hey, our business has grown via word of mouth." And you'll notice the psychology. It's a compliment. Good people like you have referred us other people just like them to work with. And then I introduce the referral program. I then remove all the risk. So a lot of folks, they don't want to refer someone because they're afraid that like, "Oh, I don't know if they want to buy a roof right now. I don't know if they have this." Like, hey, there's no worries. It doesn't matter if they work with us or not. Then I explain how it works, and then I ask for the referral. So 2 adjustments. Number 1, put your referral request to the end of the chapter. And then number 2, warm it up by asking for, not again, I know I'm giving you like cliff notes, asking instead of asking for a compliment. "Hey, thank you so much. How has it been working with me so far?" And you answer the way most people will. "So far, no complaints so far." And I just use some humor. We'll keep it that way. I'm going to make sure to give you an amazing experience. And then I go into, "Hey, our business has grown via word of mouth." I compliment them. Good people like you refer other good people that we also serve. I know it's spooky on a referral program to feel like other people need to buy from us. They don't. I'm in the business helping people solve problems. And if they got one we can solve, great. If not, no big deal. So here's how the program works. And then And then I love that what you did do, you reminded them of the categories. And people that don't do this, you should start, which you did. Any friends, family members, neighbors, or coworkers, it gives them the buckets to think through. So that would be my first adjustment on number one. I'm going to pause because I got a few other suggestions for you on that front. Anything on that before we go a little deeper?
Nope,
Cool.
nothing from me.
Awesome. Okay. Number two, while you're there, this can be done on the first visit, or it can be done when you schedule the install, or when you get the roof approved. Doesn't matter. My point is subsequent visits leading up to the install. There's a gentleman that taught me this. I did not come up with this on my own, and he's a sales manager of a client of mine, and I believe his name was John. Tragically, he passed away too early in life. So I just have to give credit where credit is due, that this was not my original idea. But I love what he did. He would talk to the homeowner and say, hey, Jaden, listen, obviously we're doing your roof, which I'm super pumped about. We're going to give you an amazing experience. Do a great job. My job is to communicate this to your neighbors. Why? Because if during the install debris flies in their yard, I don't want them mad at you. You're their neighbor. I want them mad at me, and I'll take care of it. So before I introduce myself to them, which neighbors do I need to really watch out for?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you ask for the gossip first, which neighbors do I need to watch out for? People love to gossip, and they're going to tell you about the grumpy old guy or the crazy lady next door, and just say, thank you. And which one of the neighbors do you love? And they'll tell you, and then say, you know what? Awesome. Hey, would it be too much to ask for you just to walk me next door real quick? And not that way I can introduce myself. So when you do this, you soften up with the negative first, then you ask who they like. Now you've got names of everybody, and you can ask them to introduce you via walking over. If they don't want to walk over, say, hey, would you mind just shooting me a quick group text intro? So what you've done is you're getting these introductions instead of a traditional referral program of saying, hey, you give me this and then I give you that. You're just asking for an introduction, again, making it about them to be of service. And then all you do is to say, hey, thank you so much for the intro. I'll take it from here. You can then text them individually and say, hey, John, I just got your number from Peggy. We're doing the roof next door. I just wanted to introduce myself and make myself available to you. The install is tentatively scheduled for this date, weather permitting. If any debris, noise, or anything comes your way, please let me know. We care about the neighbors as much as our customers. By the way, where are you guys at in the process? And that's it. So now you're getting a warm intro. It's not necessarily a traditional referral. So that's number two to start doing. I'm going to go introduce myself so they don't yell at you. Who should I watch out for? Who do you like? Any questions on that before we go further?
No, I've heard you. I don't know. That's in your training, I think, or some YouTube video I've seen, wherever it is.
Yeah. So roll with that one. And then the final thing, one thing that goes a long way, there's a gentleman named Mitch. Mitch, I interviewed on the channel. He had done, in his interviews up on the playlist, I think it's called Interviews with Sales Rep. He made $177,000 in commissions and made another 140 from referrals alone. And one of the things that Mitch did was, in conversation, he would slip in, where do you guys really like to eat around here? Like, where's a good place? And he would just make note of that, because what they shared was usually one of their favorite restaurants. And then at the end of the project, he would send them a gift card, $25, $50, whatever it is. Out of your commission, that's nothing. And he'd just say, hey, I just wanted to say thank you so much for the opportunity to serve you. Here's for dinner on me. And that was it. Now, one thing I challenged Mitch on in the interview is, at other times he didn't ask for referrals. I think it would be tacky to be like, here's a gift. Who do you know that I can help? But the psychological principle called reciprocity, you do something nice for someone, they do something nice for you, is a powerful thing. And that led to a lot of referrals for him. It's just that little comment and then a gesture. And depending on the budget you have or what you want to do, I mean, even down to a minor personalized touch or a gift, even if you brought over like a coffee mug or a coffee or something small, $5, $10, $15, it doesn't matter. What matters is the gesture behind it. So I just wanted to share that as another idea for you.
Heck yeah.
So
Yeah, I got one of my homeowners NBA tickets one time, and then
No
I don't
way.
know if I've ever done anything else. I've gotten some gift cards, but
Yeah.
pretty much that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Goes a long way.
Yeah.
So awesome, man. Anything else we can hit on the referral side of things? I know that there's small changes, but I truly believe they'll make a big difference.
Yeah, I think yeah. I think that probably fix it. And a big thing is just asking for the gossip, who do you love? And asking for the intros tough sometimes. Like
Yeah,
it's
it is.
but I liked the group text. I haven't even thought about doing a group text. So
It just alleviates the pressure. And since we're on this, I totally nerd out on the psychology. So if I get too in the weeds, let me know. But when you ask them about the neighbors and you ask who they dislike first, they're more likely to talk.
right.
Well, gossip is a human, we are hardwired to gossip. And we learn this by studying apes. It's a survival mechanism. And it was
Mhm.
about threats from the outside world. So people would talk, and that was how we knew to protect ourselves. And now just people love to gossip. And negativity bias is real. You know, if you put out something that's negative, there's more people that are engaged with it than if it's positive, which is why the news is full of scary stuff and not the kind gestures people did in life to help other people. Um, so anyway, just remember to talk about the negative first. That that goes really, really far. Who should I really watch out for?
Yeah.
So
Cool.
awesome, man. All right. Anything else on that front?
No, sir.
Cool. So we got referrals out of the way. Uh Next, where did you want to go from here? You said time management, and then you hoped that I had some sort of magic answer.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, time management. Just I don't really know how to put it. Like it's like there's times where I don't have time to knock, or like just all of it. I think all of it in general, and just having a system for every single thing would free up some of that. Because right now, what I'm running into is, dang, I could go sign 5 more deals, or probably like 3 more deals today, whatever. But I have to go an hour away and go collect this check, do this colors meeting, whatever you want to call it, um, and do all of this for these guys that already, all that good stuff. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Let's start with I'm going to ask you some questions. And if you don't know the answers, that's okay.
okay.
What are 3 things that you do that actually make you money?
Knock on doors has got to be one.
Okay.
Um, I don't know, just yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's the one I got. Well, just
Yeah.
meeting people in general, signing deals in general.
Yeah. There's 3 things: prospecting, closing deals, getting referrals.
Oh, yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
Literally, if you look at like what actually makes you money, those are what's called income producing activities, meaning you do those activities, and that is the one thing that produces income. What happens after, you said, going to pick up checks and meet with adjusters, or select colors with the
hmm
homeowners, that's all processing a customer. That is not income producing activity. So there's literally 3 things that make you money: prospecting, which is knocking doors, sending direct mail letters; networking, developing relationships that feed you; and then closing deals, running appointments could be categorized, and then getting
right,
referrals. So those are the 3 buckets that you just need to think, okay, if I want to make the most amount of money and serve the most amount of people, I need to do those 3 things more than anyone else. And when you start thinking of it just in that, and I'm boiling it down to the simplest form of things, because changing that mindset makes you look at all other tasks as a necessary evil, and not necessarily like, hey, I'm making money today. Because there's days, I'm sure
right,
many people confuse themselves with being busy and being valuable, and they're different things. I've been busy and made no money. I remember waking up one hungover Saturday morning because my crew called and they're like, dude, we're out of material, or we're short on nails or whatever it was. And the customer was an hour and a half away. So I drove an hour and a half. I had to go meet with them, figure out what was going on, go to the supplier, pick up the stuff, come back to the job site, talk to the homeowner, and then drive back. And that was like 5 hours. And what did I do? Any income producing activity? Zero.
right,
So if you start looking at, those are the 3 things that make me money. Number one, I need to invest more time doing those. And then number 2 is I need to spend less time doing everything else. And I need to just put a disclaimer on this, because you can't put less time on everything else at the sacrifice of dropping the ball for people. because that's just greed. So when you mentioned system for everything, tell me what you mean by a system for everything.
Maybe not necessarily a system, but just having a schedule for everything, doing, follow-ups at this time, and then like schedule, like, I don't know, that's just what makes most sense to me. I don't know if you have something else. But just kind of getting that together where 5 to 7, there isn't any, or really 3:30 to 8, whatever you want to call it, prime time. There isn't any picking up checks, adjusters meetings, colors meetings, like none of that. So
Yeah. All right, let's get into this. I'm just taking a couple notes so we hit the right things in the right order. Number one, I think you were dead on when you said a system for everything. Here's what I look at as a system for everything. When you show up at a house, do you do your inspection the same way every time?
like the actual inspection on the roof,
Yeah.
no, maybe, I don't.
So
I'm pretty much, yeah, for the most part.
pretty much. I like how you came through. So what that tells me is at first you said no, and then you were like kind
Yeah.
of, and then you're like I do. And what
Yeah.
that likely means is that you've done it enough that you're kind of on autopilot and you just do the same thing. Sometimes
Yeah.
maybe you forget stuff. I know I was terrible at that. Like I'd forget stuff, but right there is a system. So I'll give you an example. If you have a system that's documented, I'm a nerd on checklists. You're in my sales system. You see, I'm a nerd on checklists. Why? Easy way to get things done. If you look at my calendar, which I have pulled up over here, I live on Google Calendar. My entire life is checklists. Like I know what I'm doing every day, what needs to get done, all that. My point, if you show up at the house and you have a process, or as you put it, a system, it's, hey, I'm taking a wide shot of the house with the mailbox and the address number that's visible, because that way you know what's what. Then I'm going to get up, I'm going to do my elevations, front, left, rear, right. Grab your photos, and then on your ladder, from your ladder, in the checklist. Actually, I'm going to pull some up because I'm going to show this to you because we have it and I can link it. From the ladder, you're going to do your inspection on whether or not there's ice and water shield, how many layers it is, how deep the overhang is. You can color match your drip edge, everything from right there. But let me pull this up. Here's the inspection checklist that we've put together. So this is the virtual selling strategy. And we are going to go into the inspector and right here. Why? Because when you are selling remote, you need to have a system in place. What's up, man?
What's up? How are you?
Good to see you.
Yeah, absolutely.
We were just talking about the Jeep Gladiator giveaway,
Perfect.
which is brilliant, by the way.
It's brilliant. But
Anyway,
you schooling Jaden, getting him
yeah,
to that 3.3 number.
We're getting it. We're getting it. We covered referrals in depth, and then we're getting into time management. So Jaden, I'm going to email it to you when we're off. Let me just make a reminder. There's a checklist. So the inspection checklist right here. This will cover all of the things that you should do so you don't have to think about it. So when you talk about having systems for everything, this is just one example. Your inspection checklist, bingo. You now know what to do from where, grabbing everything. And then you can take this concept, we talk about having systems to maximize your time, because time will be your limiting factor for your income. It's not your ability to sell, it's your ability to process and manage what you sell. So if you can look at all of the things that you spend the most time on, and my guess is inspecting customers' houses, updating your CRM.
CRM, no, because we now have an assistant for Jaden.
So that's a no.
He has no excuses. So
there's nothing you need to do other than talk to people. He
doesn't run his adjustments. We have somebody that does that for him. So,
Jane, what do you do? And can I get your job?
Come on, Adam. Yeah, I got a spot for you. So.
I would love that gig.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad.
Yeah. So Jane, in all seriousness, what is the things that you need to do?
Yeah, so I we basically have like you said, we have an in-house adjuster, and I just got a assistant to do all of the uh, updating on the CRM, just the like reaching out to some homeowners. Yeah, obviously, I still do that, but um, so mainly just talking to people, colors meetings, collecting checks, and then I'm there the day of the build. That's
He doesn't
pretty much.
do estimates either because we have an in-house adjuster. So
You're golden. So to answer your question on the time management thing, I'm glad you showed up to give me this background on Jaden. This was helpful. The part that I would say, Jaden, that I would do is create a schedule. You're dead right on the schedule. And having looking at your schedule as an output based and less time based, because there's days that you're going to get appointments that come in at odd times. So having some flexibility will be good. Having routines of the stuff you get done when, the stuff that doesn't make you money, don't do during peak time. The stuff during peak time, say no, and do your best to control your schedule. And what I mean by that is you can control it. If you have a homeowner that says, I want to meet at 4:30, but you know that they're right next to an appointment that's going to be at 7, be like, hey, can you push it to, can we actually meet at 6? You know, like you can, one mistake that I made a lot was just saying yes to the homeowner. Like, yeah, I'll get that done. We'll go whenever you want. Like you can push back a little bit and realize, hey, you're there to serve. And if they say no, then be like, okay, great. Then we'll do it at that time. But more often than not, they'll say yes. I didn't realize how little responsibility you had outside of selling. And
Yeah.
dude, the more people you can get in front of, holy shit. If you use your off time on direct mail as well, like you're gonna kill it. So yeah, Rep, what other questions do you have for me?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that what John told me was like the main thing is just working referrals and just to get to the next level. Because like he said, there's the guy that was here, his 7-year guy that was before I was here, he has his own company now, but he has a 3.1 on the wall, and I want to beat the 3.1. So that's kind of where I was like, oh, I'll hop on here and see if Adam has anything. I don't know if you have questions that you walk guys through, or because I know you do because it's in the management stuff. But but yeah. So just the big thing that he said though was working referrals, because if you can turn 25 into 100 with 3 referrals per, then that automatically just that was one of my big things coming into this, was just instead of getting 1 or 2 every 3-4 roofs, getting a lot more.
Yeah. So I'll leave you with these few things. One is to get to that 3.1 or 3.3 number, you need to have very specific targets to hit. One thing that I rarely see top producers just make good money from working hard. At least they know their numbers. They know how many doors they knock to how many deals they get. They know the average price of a sale. They know their average commission. They know what they have to hit each month. They know the lag time from selling it to collecting the commission, and they know it all. So like in our business, and I'm sure in Go Mallard as well, like you guys know what numbers you need to hit each month, and having that clear target to something to shoot for changes the game. When you're tired on a Saturday afternoon, you're like, I had a good time. Like we did pretty good. We're good. Like people that do okay or good do that, but people that do great will be like, well, shit, man, I got to track my 30 deals this month or whatever the number is for you to hit that. And then the other 2 things that I would encourage you to really dive into is your close rate, to know that inside and out, as well as your average sale price. And the average sale price, just take the total value of all the sales you've made.
It's 22,500, and the close rate's 82,000 or 82,000. That'd be nice. 82, 83% is my close rate.
You're killing it. So your close rate is phenomenal. What I would spend your time on is trying to get your average cart value up. And by doing that with a ready-made upgrade offer for everybody, you'll not get a yes until you ask. And even if there's one thing, it's called the 80-20 rule, that 1 in 4 people have 5 times the buying power.
Yeah.
Meaning, if 1 in 5, that means a customer that spends 20,000, 1 in 5 will spend 100. Now, will they all? No, but they have the power to. So if you can get a 10% lift on your average sale price up to
25.
24,750,
Yeah.
and if you sell 100 roofs, I'm making it 150.
2.4 mil.
That's significant. Yeah, and then just the lift on that upgrade is another 340,000.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
significant.
So what do you mean when you say that you have this upgrade package?
Standard. So good question. There's a few options, and I would chat with John about this or whoever makes decisions there. I would get an upgrade package that's predefined for everybody. Example number 1, upgrade to a class 4 shingle. Example number 2 is a ventilation upgrade. Example number 3 would be a premium color. Example number 4, and I'm just giving you simple ideas because you want to make it easy to calculate when you're out there.
Right.
Synthetic underlayment plus high profile ridge and an extended warranty.
Right. So
And
I
then the final
already
one is warranty packages.
warranty packages. So you mean I already offer, like, if it's under ventilated, offer ventilation. If they want a class, I always offer a class 4 or upgrading to designer regardless.
Yep.
I haven't messed with premium color that much just because I think it takes way too long to get to build. Because a lot of it
Yeah.
isn't available. It's all regional and
Yeah, then skip that. What I would say is have a ready-made package for everybody. It
Okay.
doesn't matter what, I mean, of course, you don't want to sell ventilation to someone who doesn't need ventilation, but if
Right.
you have your ventilation class 4 designer shingle package and then another add-on of a warranty, you'll have people say yes and they'll say yes again. So if you say, hey, we're going to get your roof done, we got you approved, your deductible's $1,000. Right before we do the build, if we upgrade you to a class 4 shingle, you'll likely save money on your insurance premiums. Your roof's going to be more hail impact resistant, and it's going to last a whole lot longer. That upgrade standard for your roof is here. Here's the products. It's $3,000, but if you finance it, blah, 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 it's only X dollar amount. Would you like to take that option? Yes or no? Okay, no, great. Other option would be a designer shingle. I know class 4 doesn't make sense. These designer shingles, I know most of them are class 3, but it's an enhanced look on the home. Could be great. Worth looking at? Yes or no? No. Fantastic. Last one, we do offer an extended warranty for you. And the extended warranty covers X, Y, and Z. Would you like to take advantage of that or not? So that's what I mean by having 3. You just have those offers that you give to people.
Okay.
And very, very similar to the auto industry.
Okay. Couple things. So I've tried doing warranties before, and I know there are guys that have done it, but it's few and far between in Oklahoma where this is just in the market, because
Yeah.
now it's to the point where every homeowner knows, oh yeah, I'm getting you're gonna have to edit that one out. Hey, I'm getting a new roof in 2 years. I'm getting a new roof in no more than 5, you know.
Yeah. If the warranty thing doesn't work, don't use it. Match it to your market. But the other thing that you could do, like, let's say they don't want to upgrade to class 4, but do they want to upgrade to high profile ridge and synthetic underlayment?
Right. Yeah.
And then if you package that in with a nicer ridge vent.
Right.
But that's what I mean. Like, you just create a sexy upgrade option. Pick 2, 3 things. You can even do a bundle: synthetic underlayment, high profile ridge, and then I forget all the names of all the manufacturers' warranties. Whatever GAF's not the top one, whichever one underneath it.
They just have silver pledge, gold pledge.
You could throw the silver pledge in there. You know, the
Yeah.
cost on those is nothing, but you can sell them for whatever you want. But dude, I'm so sorry to cut this off. I know I only actually I had to end at 3:30 and then we got on and kept going.
No, you're good.
Do you feel like we covered enough to give you something to bite on?
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
If you have more questions on the upgrade and the package stuff, drop it in the app. We'll go through it together.
Okay.
Cool, man. Be well. Thanks again for bringing this whole thing to Mallard. That means a lot to me. I didn't know the whole story there.
Yeah. I got the individual one, saw some success with it. So, and then came over here and I was like, hey, we should probably get in touch with him. So,
Hell
yeah,
yeah, dude. Well, I really appreciate you, man. I'll be
yeah,
rooting for you. Drop any questions and struggles you have in the app. I'm in there pretty much every day, except the weekends I unplug, but I'm in there very frequently. So I'll do whatever I
cool.
can to help you be successful.
Yes, sir.
Rock on, man. Good to see you.
Yep.
Have a good one. Bye.
You too.